Joining me right now is Ryan Songalia, a reporter at The Ring magazine. You were actually there at Barclays Center. Can you tell us, were people just running and screaming apparently for no reason, or did you actually hear that sound disturbance that police described?
I personally did not hear the sound. I was sitting at ringside. I was filing my story after the fight, and all of a sudden I see people running back into the venue. The venue had been cleared. The venue had been cleared of people when after the fight. There was only reporters and production people still remaining in the building. And so we're just finishing our stories. And then I grabbed my camera to just film what I was watching. And then after about 10 seconds of realizing that people were filing back in, not like they were getting away from a brawl, but like they were running for their lives, I realized, or the thought crossed my mind that something bad was happening and I needed to run for my life as well.
So you actually started running, but where were you going? I mean, did you see a clear exit? Were you just trying to avoid being run over by people who were panicked and frightened?
At that moment, I didn't know where to go. So I'm sitting on the stage, and my instinct was to go to the left because there was a curtain that could go backstage and I could get outside. And then someone told me, one of the other reporters there, well, whatever's happening is happening outside. We'll be safer inside. So then there was a kind of a disagreement about what to do next. And so we all kind of held in place, waiting for something to happen. My instinct was to wait and listen for the sound of bullets and then go in the opposite direction. Those sounds never happened. And it took a few minutes to really understand that everything was okay and that we could file our stories and then leave.
When it came to once you got to safety, you know, again, I was out this weekend and they played a video of where to go if there was an emergency, like where your nearest exit was. I'm guessing they didn't do that for the boxing match, or maybe there wasn't enough time. I don't know. They would have had to do it before the match. But once you got to safety, what happened next? I mean, did you have any sense of, okay, this was just a false alarm, or did people still seem to be really shaken up and afraid?
I think that once people stopped running, it took about like 2-3 minutes for people to calm down. And then we realized, okay, whatever the issue is, it's not an urgent one. We can file our stories and then leave. I think that's when calm settled in. But there is that sense of panic. People are on edge. You know, we have been inundated, not just in recent weeks, but years, about these headlines, you know, of shootings, and you know, so your mind goes to what could be the worst case scenario. So you have to sort of be on edge because you never know when these things are going to occur. And that's unfortunately the reality that we live in nowadays.
Well, you have tens of thousands, if not 100,000 people in one venue. You have to think of an exit strategy when you walk into the venue. That's just the new normal. But you've covered other events. You had another event at the Barclays Center where there was a gun scare. Was it a similar situation?
I wouldn't say it was similar to this one because there wasn't a sense of panic, even though from what I've read, I didn't actually hear the or see any of the gun issues that day. But I do remember us being backstage interviewing some boxers and then being told to hold in place and not being able to go back to our seats. And then finding out later on from the news what had actually happened from the news that was happening outside. We were all focused on the boxing inside, and then we're trying to kind of catch up with the rest of the world at that point. That was, I think, 2018. So that was another incident, and that was pretty frightening. But something just feels different now because of the close proximity to these two mass shootings. I just feel like there's a different tension in the air among people that didn't even exist 4 years ago when these other incidents had happened.
Yeah, I think people are much more on edge, much more anxious and fearful, especially over all the of course, pandemic-related anxiety that's already supercharged our own communities. But Ryan Songalia, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.